On April 16, 2003, the tranquil waters of the Yellow Sea concealed a maritime tragedy of immense proportions. The Changcheng 361, a Chinese submarine, vanished without a trace, its fate shrouded in mystery. The subsequent discovery of the vessel, adrift and eerily silent, painted a haunting picture of a catastrophe that unfolded far below the surface. The incident, often referred to as the Ghost Submarine of China, stands as a fixture to maritime lore, reminding us of the perilous nature of undersea warfare and the immense human cost when technology falters. In this installment of Maritime Mishaps, let's dive into the enigmatic circumstances surrounding the Changcheng 361, examining the tragedy, its aftermath, and the broader implications for China's naval forces. Chinese submarine number 361 was assigned to the 12th Submarine Brigade within the North Sea Fleet, a branch of the People's Liberation Army Navy. This naval unit is stationed in the city of Port Arthur, located in Liaoning Province. The vessel itself was classified as a Type 035G submarine, commonly referred to as a Ming 3 class. These submarines were developed from the Soviet Romeo class design, which itself was inspired by the advanced German-type XXI U-boats used during World War II. China's foundation in submarine technology was established in 1963 as a result of the Sino-Soviet Treaty of Friendship, Alliance, and Mutual Assistance. This agreement facilitated the transfer of submarine blueprints from the Soviet Union to China, specifically for the construction of the aforementioned Romeo-class submarines. The Chinese adaptation of this design was named the Type 033, and the country produced a total of 84 of these submarines between the years 1962 and 1984. During the 1970s, China initiated a focused effort to cultivate its own submarine engineering expertise. This endeavor led to the establishment of the Wuhan Ship Development and Design Institute, also recognized as the 701 Institute. The institute was tasked with refining the existing Type 033 submarine design, resulting in the creation of the Type 035 submarine, commonly referred to as the Ming class. The initial 2 submarines of this class were commissioned in 1974. Recognizing the necessity for ongoing improvement, China introduced the Type 035A variant in the early 1980s. The inaugural submarine of this upgraded design was deployed in 1982, followed by the completion of 3 additional vessels by the end of the decade in 1990. The Type 035G emerged as the most prolific variant within the Ming-class submarine series. 12 of these vessels were constructed and deployed between 1990 and 1999. These submarines showcase substantial advancements, particularly in noise reduction, weaponry, sensory capabilities, and crew living conditions. The People's Liberation Army Navy aptly described this subclass as new wine in an old bottle, emphasizing the modernized internal systems concealed within a familiar exterior. Moreover, 2 existing Type 035A submarines underwent upgrades to align with the Type 035G's technological enhancements. Representing the pinnacle of the Ming-class development is the Type 035B, distinguished by its revamped command tower and hull sections, lending it to a resemblance to the more contemporary Type 039 submarines. Notably, the Type 035B possesses the capability to launch land attack cruise missiles from its torpedo tubes. 4 of these submarines were commissioned between the years 2000 and 2003. The Type 035 submarine marked the initial model of the Ming-class series. Construction of 2 prototypes commenced concurrently in October 1969 at the Wuchang and Jiangnan shipyards. The project was spearheaded by the lead designer Wei Zhumin. A pivotal distinction between the Type 035 Ming and its predecessor, the Type 033 Wuhan, lies in the transition from a twin-shaft to a single-shaft propulsion system. This inaugural vessel initially designated as 162 and subsequently renumbered to 232, successfully concluded its testing phase in October 1974 and was commissioned the following month. A standard Type 035 submarine typically accommodated a crew of 55 to 57 personnel, comprising 9 officers and 46 enlisted sailors. In recent times, China has intensified the training and operational activities of its submarine force, with a particular emphasis on eastern regions. This strategic development aligns with the broader efforts to restrict access for the U.S. Pacific Fleet, according to reports disseminated by American news sources. Submarine number 361 encountered a catastrophic and unexplained event while participating in a naval exercise near the Changcheng Islands. The incident, confined to Chinese territorial waters, is believed to have originated from mechanical failures that transpired during training activities in the area. According to Xinhua, China's official news outlet, the entire crew of 70 personnel perished on April 16, 2003. The tragedy unfolded as the submarine's diesel engine malfunctioned and failed to shut down properly while submerged, resulting in the depletion of oxygen. Commodore Chang Fu-ming held command of the vessel during the exercise, which took place east of the inner Changcheng Islands in the Yellow Sea, close to China's northeastern coastline. In addition to the regular crew, 13 naval cadets from the Chinese Naval Academy were present on board as part of their training regimen. Subsequent to the accident, the submarine drifted for a period of 10 days due to its participation in a silent, no-contact drill. The precise method employed to recover the incapacitated submarine remains unclear. Some accounts suggest the submarine was submerged, yet the swiftness with which it was transported back to port implies a surface condition. On April 25, 2003, a Chinese fishing crew observed an unusual object, a periscope drifting aimlessly on the water's surface. The fishermen promptly notified the People's Liberation Army Navy, or PLAN for short, which immediately dispatched 2 vessels for investigation. Initially, the PLAN entertained the possibility that the submarine might belong to South Korea or Japan. However, upon boarding the vessel on April 26th, Chinese personnel identified it as one of their own submarines, specifically the Ming-class 361. Inside, they discovered the tragic fate of all 70 crew members, each at their respective stations, seemingly unaware of the impending disaster. On May 2, 2003, a week after the disaster was discovered, former president and military leader Jiang Zemin publicly acknowledged the tragic loss of the submarine. He paid tribute to the fallen sailors and attributed the disaster to a mechanical failure. A few days later, on May 8, 2003, the government spokesperson, Zhang Qiyu, confirmed during a press briefing that all 70 crew members had perished due to mechanical difficulties while the submarine was conducting training exercises near the Changcheng Islands. At the time of the announcement, the submarine had already been brought to dry land. Initially transported to Yulin Harbor on Hainan Island, the vessel was subsequently moved to the northeastern port city of Dalian in Liaoning Province. Approximately 1 month after the tragedy, an investigation led to the removal of the North Sea Fleet's commander and political commissar from their positions. Several other officers experienced demotions or dismissals due to the perceived failures in their leadership roles. Both Jiang Zemin and President Hu Jintao later visited the recovered submarine and offered condolences to the family of the deceased crew members. A report published in the Wenwei Po newspaper cited investigators who claimed no evidence of an explosion or flooding within the submarine. Nonetheless, China's withholding of a comprehensive information regarding the incident fueled speculation about its root cause. Certain military analysts proposed that the malfunctioning diesel engines might have depleted all oxygen within the submarine, resulting in the crew's demise. The possibility of a toxic gas leak, such as carbon monoxide, was also contemplated as a potential cause of death. A Western diplomat stationed in Beijing remarked on the extraordinary nature of the incident due to the complete loss of the entire 70-person crew. He was joined by Wendell Minnick, a military expert situated in Taipei, raising questions about the origin of the additional 15 crew members, as the standard complement for such a submarine was typically lower. Xinhua's report made no reference to salvage efforts, suggesting the submarine remained afloat and the crew did not perish by drowning. Minnick also questioned whether the submarine was submerged, proposing that a fire or collision might have triggered the disaster. He further asserted that a torpedo explosion would likely have resulted in the submarine sinking. It's a haunting image, thinking about a ghost submarine filled with 70 corpses, all just sitting around like a snapshot of the past, history frozen in time. For weeks, conspiracies ran ablaze like a wildfire. Was China under attack? Was the Chinese government hiding something? Why were there 15 extra personnel on board? Did they go crazy in the deep blue sea, committing mass manslaughter as a result of cabin fever? While the reports indicate otherwise, we'll never know the truth with certainty. The tragic loss of the Ming-class submarine 361 served as a catalyst for President Hu Jintao's push to rapidly modernize China's naval forces. In the aftermath of the disaster, President Hu extended his condolences to the families of the fallen soldiers, acknowledging the severe blow to the People's Liberation Army Navy. However, he also emphasized the critical need to learn from this tragedy to bolster the nation's defense capabilities and accelerate the overall modernization of the People's Liberation Army. While the Ming-class submarines are outdated compared to modern standards, they continue to serve a practical role in China's naval forces, particularly for patrol and coastal defense missions due to their cost effectiveness. The exact circumstances surrounding the submarine disaster remain shrouded in uncertainty all the way into the present day. Questions persist about the crew's inability to escape, the rapid recovery of the vessel, and the precise location and timing of the incident. This event stands as one of the most severe submarine tragedies since the Russian nuclear-powered Kursk sank in the Barents Sea in 2000, claiming the lives of all 118 crew members. Information suggests the Chinese Navy was in talks to purchase 8 advanced 636 Kilo-class submarines from Russia for a substantial sum of $1.6 billion. These submarines are equipped with sophisticated anti-ship missile technology. This potential deal indicates a recognized need to upgrade China's submarine capabilities, particularly in light of setbacks in its domestic submarine production program. China's efforts to develop the Song-class guided missile submarine have reportedly encountered significant obstacles. According to Jane's Defense Weekly, the initial Song-class submarine underwent sea trials all the way back in 1995, but they were deemed unsuccessful. Beyond manufacturing challenges, the Chinese Navy has reportedly grappled with operational issues, largely attributed to insufficient crew training. This training deficiency has further exacerbated the challenges facing China's submarine fleet, underscoring the necessity for both technological progress and improved personnel readiness, so that what happened to the ghost submarine of Changcheng 361 never happens again.